What's going on, everybody? We have a huge week ahead of us, and we definitely have a lot to consider. Go ahead and take a look uh, at the risk disclaimer, and then we can go ahead and get started. This is going to be definitely interesting. Going to start from a weekly, so just take a minute to go over it, and definitely got a lot going on. Don't forget, it's NFP week. We got Fed rate. We just got a lot of stuff. So I think that's enough time for the risk disclaimer, and we can go ahead and keep it moving, right? So starting at the weekly, right? We made our low. We held that low, right? Last 2 weeks we've been pushing up, and I forgive you guys for not for I apologize for not posting a video last 2 weeks, but I did post some of my trades to my group, and we did have a good week or two. Um, and then if you follow my trading view, I post trades there. So if you don't catch it on YouTube or in my Facebook group or in my Discord, you'll catch it always on my trading view because I usually post everything on there, right? But again, we're going to start at the weekly. Like I said, past 2 weeks up move. And I just wanted to show you guys something. The COT report is a tool that you can use to determine what the institutions are doing. You can see the last 2 weeks. So the last week ended at the 26th. And then we had the week ending of the 17th. These numbers are, the red is going to be institutional trading. Green is your larger funds, and then the blue is your retail, right? What you're seeing is a contrast. The larger traders have been selling. The institutions have been buying long, but they've been buying long so they can sell, right? So they've been buying up to push it to certain areas and then sell it off. But, one of the things that is interesting is we're higher than we've been on the institutional buying ever since 2020. So we went on this, they went on this buying spree around here in July. Well, it started sooner than that, but we broke above this buying spree right around here. And they start piling on up until we just got to this old high right here and here. So as we get to these highs, you can see that they stop the buying, and then you can see the market let go, right? So that's very interesting to see that take place when they said that they were going to slow down spending. But that's just, that's just my thought process on it. So I just wanted to point that out, right? And here we are in another spending spree, right? As we pick up to these levels. Now on the weekly, we got this order block, and then we have this imbalance right here. I don't think I marked that up on here, but let's take a look. Weekly. Yep, right. So we got this order block. So we've been buying from an institutional standpoint for the past 2 weeks, and it led us back to this bearish point of interest. And we have another one that I haven't added on, right, to consider as well, which is this one is a little more important to me because this puts us back around the 4,000 area, right? So if we did trade through this, we have that 4,000 area, definitely one to consider, right? But for now, still buying, pushing us up further into this. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we continue to go up for sometime throughout this week until we got into these areas, right? Because we've had this strong bullish move to the upside, right? That's what the weekly looks like for me. And again, I'll definitely sell if we got confirmation in any of those levels that we could definitely see some rejection around this level, and in the side of this imbalance. Let me put it back up one more time, right? So if we got into this area of imbalance, or once we get into this order block, if I see confirmation from the daily, 4 hour, whatever the case, around these key areas within this order block or in this imbalance, I'll still be looking to take a sale. But for now, we're super bullish right now. And, I've been looking for buy opportunities, even though I sold some of this today, which I'll go over. I bought all the way through this at different points. I tried to hold on to them, but we had a couple swings down that took me out. Even though it was an up move, it was pretty choppy, at some certain point. So let's go to the daily. You can see this again lines up to what we just mentioned on the daily, where this was an area I bought from, and this area as well. I got some pending orders somewhere around this area. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look, but I'm going to just try them and see what happens. And, I use low risk on those, so I'm not too concerned about the outcome. But for now, our week opened up lower. We had a push down. We're holding right now, which is good. I have we got a bullish order block right here that we could come down to. I want to see what happens right there. I did sell some of this, which I'll go over that setup. I got wicked out, but I was able to get some profit going. And if we hold this area, this definitely lines up again, that weekly order block. Here's the daily, and then hit that same area of imbalance on the daily that we're going to look for. So that's definitely things to consider. Going to the 4 hour. Going to the 4 hour, same situation. Had a buy here, had a buy here. Tried to sell around these areas. I did sell some, but got wicked out. It was a little choppy around there, and I didn't get a clean entry. Same thing happened over here. I did try to sell this area. I took some profit, took a loss, took some break even. So it was just kind of crazy. Even around this high, I tried to sell as well around that high, and I ended up breaking even on most of that, right? But that's all good. You can see we had our change of character right here, push up, push down, push up, took out this liquidity right here. And this area right here, it's been balanced out with this move to the high, back to the low, and then push up. But I think we could potentially pop off of the high of this old bearish imbalance from this low to this high. I think we could be pushing up off of that. That's kind of why this 68 level, 38, 68 level has been a little interest of mine. I had an alert here. So I think that if we do push up, this could be something that it could be using to take out this liquidity and back into this 4 hour order block. And again, there's that same area of imbalance from the daily right here with this move. We got 4 hour imbalance right here. I'm not going to draw that, but just know right here, imbalance high, imbalance low. We've already had 50% of that move to be taken out. We got another small imbalance right here. Fair value gap right here, another one right here to here. So this means I'm more so looking at it to come in these areas, right? And that gives you that 4,000 target as well. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. And if we don't, I'm okay, because all this is going to be something great to talk about, but we have interest rates that are going to be released this week, and we have FOMC speakers speaking, and we also have NFP. So I'll bring up the calendar a little later. Going to the 1 hour. Going to the 1 hour. Same situation as mentioned, aiming for these highs right here. We have our liquidity. We got some areas of liquidity here and here. Our ultimate sell side liquidity for this last move for me is down here at this low right here, right? We've had a change of character right here. Took out this, look, these equal highs, took out this new breaker structure, and now we're trading down to potentially inside of this area right here, which will be a good little order block to trade off of on like the 15-minute. In worst case, you know, we come back down here to this fair value gap. So that's why I'm kind of looking out for this area right here. And then because we had this change of character, you know, that would also, if we get buys from any of those areas within here, here, or even as far as down in this area, that'll be something that I'm kind of looking out for, because I know we could be targeting this high to take it a little higher before we go into those FOMC and interest rates release, so that the fall won't be as bad, right? If it does fall. And then, you know, here's the 15-minute, similar situation, took out this equal highs, took out this area of liquidity, left this right here. We had a breaker structure here. Let me actually go to the 15-minute, right? Doing this off on the 1 hour, but similar situation. Our equal highs got taken out, had this low, create this low. That's where our sell side liquidity is. We had a breaker structure, a change of character right here to continue to the downside on a smaller time frame, but we held, left liquidity here, left liquidity here and here. Then we had a change of character once we took this high out. This wick down really, really hard, left this random wick, and then we broke that out. I actually had a setup that took me in around here, and I closed out this trade way, way too early. I just wasn't expecting this huge move. I thought we pushed down from somewhere here. So I took the buy around 71. I think I closed out around 38.40 something, because I thought we would sell off from here, but we didn't get the whole move. It went up another 1,000 pips, I think. You know, I got about half of it, and you know, that's all right. You know, sometimes that happens. And then I even tried to sell around here. I just didn't believe we were going to take that high out, but that was last week, which is all right. Now, talking about what's going to be coming up for the week, right? You got, today was kind of empty. So we had normal price action, but going into starting to tomorrow, right? We got PMI, we got jobs numbers. Those are going to be the bigger ones to consider. We do have some European holidays. Not too worried about that. We do have AUD rate being released. So if you trade in AU, that's something you need to consider. CPI for Euro was released today, so we kind of missed that. But and then Wednesday, ADP numbers release, oil inventory release, FOMC at 2, interest rate at 2, and then the conference is at 2:30. So a lot of stuff can happen on Wednesday. That's going to be one of the main days that you want to look out for on Wednesday. Thursday, GBP rate release. So you want to, if you pay trading GBP pairs, got to consider that with no question, right? Unemployment claims at 8:30, trade balance for CAD. And then you have PMI services release. So got to keep that stuff in mind on Thursday. So after today, starting Tuesday at around 10 for me is where I'm going to be expecting a lot of movement from 10 a.m. Tuesday for the rest of the week. And then going in on Friday, we got non-farm payroll, and unemployment rate for USD, and for CAD. So all of that's going to be interesting. Then, we have daylight saving time for Sunday. So that's just something else to keep in mind. So all of that in mind, is a lot going on, a lot of things to consider. So just trade careful this week. Don't use too huge a stop loss, and don't over leverage. That's just my opinion. And then let's just go over this little trades that I took today. Well, this was what we were looking at going into the market, right? So going into the day, had this liquidity all near the daily, had a push down. Once we took this low out, took these little equal lows out right here and here. That's our change of character. We had a break right here. We had a new low created right here. This was after earlier in the morning for me. I did not take this. I was not ready to take this. So I did try to take this here. I tried to take a break and retest here and immediately got smashed on that. So I took a nice L on that this morning. But then after we had another break of structure to the downside, I was able to make most of that back on this first trade right here when I was expecting it to come up to this now order block and then go ahead and sell off from this low and take out this liquidity down here. I made most of it back, even though I didn't get to take this low out. I did close out some of the profits down near this low. And then I broke even on the rest, right? So I made most of this back. Then I broke even on this one. And I tried to sell again at this stop loss at this order block. Once I saw this reject, so I tried to take that, but I broke even there. Then my third attempt was up here near this order block. That one was a lot more successful. That pretty much put me up for 7% on the day. I took it down all the way to here. And I was considering that this may be a buy. This may have just changed to a buy once we broke above here. Now this might be our change of character, but I made what I need to make today, so I'm not gonna go after that, right? But it eventually came back and stopped me out on this trade. So but I'm not mad. Again, like I said, I did 7% today, even with the losses and the break evens. So this kind of goes along with the idea that this might not be ready to drop yet. And that's why I mentioned that earlier, that we may just be holding around this area to just eventually go up to take out this high first, and then some of those other order blocks and those imbalances to the downside. So yeah, I'll actually I'll actually also publish the trades on my trading view, and you'll be able to see them under my ideas and under my home. Hang on, let me save this. You'll actually be able to see them here. If you go to home, click on my page, you can see them under the idea streams here, where you'll see all my stuff under here, right? So if you're not following me, go ahead and follow me, and you'll get all that stuff. And again, just trade carefully this week. Be caught in it said that we got a lot of news going on. It's the first of the month. So it's NFP, got feds, got all kind of economic news. And we got daylight savings. So just keep all that in mind. And again, lastly, trade safe and trade smart. Later.